right, today's new drug is a nice, gorgeous day out there. Not quite as cold as yesterday. Cold yesterday, but a hot basketball team down there in north central Florida, Carline. Wow.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, 72 points in the paint. It was unbelievable. 25-0 points off turnovers. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to do that against a Division II school. Oh. And they did the same thing to South Carolina. I mean, it has literally been 80 minutes of dominant basketball. Now, South Carolina's not very good, but it was in Columbia. And what they did to Alabama yesterday, it's what Todd Golden has just turned that rivalry into, whatever rivalry there is between Florida and Alabama in basketball. He owns Nate Oates. I mean, we've been talking about this for a year now, and with each passing game, it just gets the margin between the Gators and Crimson Tide gets further apart. They've now won 5 straight meetings against Alabama. The average margin of victory for Florida in those 5 is 16.4 points a game. They are killing one of the best programs that we've seen in the last decade in college basketball.
Yeah, and the story is that it just happens to be Alabama, and I know they were asleep at the wheel against Auburn a bit. It just happens to be Alabama. But I think good luck. I mean, if they play like that, and listen, you can be up one day, bad one day. It's a long conference season. It's a long season. It's just one game, but it's not. It's 2 games. That performance yesterday. I mean,
Boogie Fland had 8 steals.
Yeah, well,
which tied a program record.
But here's the thing,
and he's the 4th best player on the team.
Well, correct. Here's the thing. Alabama's good. Alabama made 14 3-pointers. When has anybody made 14 3-pointers and lost the game by 23 points? And it was 23 points because Golden emptied the bench with about 3 minutes to play. Or it would have been, they made 14 3-pointers. And let me tell you this, Alabama can shoot it. This may sound crazy. Alabama would have beat a lot of teams yesterday. They made 14 threes. I thought their 2 big guys were pretty good. The NBA guy and the other guy. I thought Sherrell. I thought Alabama. I did not think Alabama played a lousy game. They turned it over too much. I didn't think Alabama was lousy. South Carolina's lousy. You and I were texting back and forth. JJ, at one point I told Hayes that me, Hayes, you, Ryan O'Halloran, and Hacker could beat South Carolina. Okay,
I got a good jump shot.
Yes, but that's not the case with Alabama. Alabama's pretty good, and I thought Alabama. I did not think Alabama laid an egg in that game. I guess that's my point.
And Alabama had a lot of motivation because Todd Golden, a week and a half prior to the game, basically said it doesn't matter who they have, we're going to beat them anyway.
Yeah, and by the way, I kind of like the Golden Nate Oates thing. They asked Golden about it after the game. He said, listen, about him talking about the 10 seconds in the lane. He says, he's just like I am. He's chippy and he's chirpy, and we chirp at each other and we try and beat each other's ass. I kind of like that. You know?
The handshake was fine. It certainly didn't seem like there's really any animosity.
I think they kind of respect each other's sassiness. I got that impression.
Yeah.
And by the way, what's Nate Oates?
Todd Golden was like 1 second, 2 seconds score.
That's what I thought was perfect. And I think that's who they are. So, but anyway, with all due respect to Alabama, forget Alabama for a second. The Florida basketball team right now, I said all along, you can't win if you can't make threes. Maybe you were right. Maybe just don't shoot them. They made 3.
They're just specially constructed. You couldn't get away with it, but on 99% of the time, you could not get away with it.
Yeah.
This is the one front court.
Yeah.
And I will say, if Boogie Fland is becoming an elite defender, for all his failures as an outside shooter, and he wasn't bad offensively yesterday because he's kind of figured out I don't need to shoot the 3 unless I'm just wide open. But he's pretty good in the mid range, and he can drive and finish around the rim. So it's not like he has no offensive game. But he's just no threat from distance. But he's between his defense and Chinlu and Condon. I mean, at every level of the floor, they have somebody that can lock you down and take the ball away or block it in your face. I mean, it's an exquisite team. And yes, they do not shoot the 3 well and probably will not shoot the 3 well. But this is the one case where they may be the exception that may. I still don't know that they're going to like go to the Final Four and repeat, because this year in college basketball it is just loaded at the top. Like there's like 8 great teams even outside of Florida. I mean, besides Florida, there's definitely like 8 teams in the country that, as they're playing now, could easily win the national title.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a crowded bunch at the very top of this sport, but Florida has proven they are among that group.
Yeah. So we'll certainly talk about that. But that was a great performance. And by the way, I was watching with some buddies. I know you watched with your dad. The Boogie Flan and even Xavier Lee, they're really good players. They just can't throw it in the ocean. And now, can you be a good player and be a terrible shot? I don't know. But Flan, to your point, does a lot of things. He's physical. He's a good defender. He's a good assist guy. He's very athletic. But that front court yesterday,
it's like, honestly, it's like a college version. This is a crude analogy, but stay with me. It's a college version, Hauk, Condon, and Chinlilu, to me, of the Celtics in the 80s, Bird, McHale, and the Chief.
Well, they play like
Parrish. I mean, it's a front court that's just unbelievable.
Yeah, they play like those guys. The comparison I made, and I made it to you a month ago, and I felt dumb making it. I'll make it again. Horford, Noah, Brewer won back-to-back natties. This group is very similar to that group. It really is. I mean, was Corey Brewer better than Thomas Hauk? I don't know. I know they're all lottery picks. Hauk might be better. Brewer's really good.
Yeah,
he's a lottery pick. I don't know if Hauk's going to be a lottery pick, but
he should be.
But he's really good, and I was so happy for Condon. Everyone, because Chinyalu's emerged as an offensive player. Hauk's one of the better players in the country, and Condon kept missing threes. It was almost like we thought Condon was this bad player. Alex Condon's a really good player. He's a 7-footer that runs the floor like a wide receiver.
He's uncoverable. Alabama has no answer for him. And every time he's seen Alabama, he's dominated.
He's a good player, so I'm glad he played well. So we'll talk a little bit, but that was a great win for the Gator basketball team. As a Gator guy, I was excited about it. I mean, I thought, good luck beating those guys. And and again, we'll see, because they get their midweek bye this week, and then they play Texas A&M, who's good. Have you seen A&M at all? I haven't
very,
seen them
very little, because they really haven't been spotlighted. Their first half of their schedule has been pretty light. It really cranks up this week, so I'll be locked in Wednesday night when Texas A&M goes to Alabama. But a big advantage for Florida. They do have to play the game in College Station Saturday night, but to your point, they're able to self-scout and rest for the next 3 days. A&M has to go play at Alabama, angry Alabama, on Wednesday night. They're going to get back late, basically in the middle of the night, Thursday morning, have basically a day of rest, 1 day to prepare, and then, welcoming in Florida. So big week for Texas A&M for sure.
So we'll certainly talk college basketball coming up a little bit later on in the program for sure. It's Super Bowl week. I want to start with that. Got a lot of thoughts about the Super Bowl, the week, everything it means. We'll certainly talk about that coming up today on the program as well. Got a college thought about Florida State and the whole Gus Malzahn thing. I'm certainly going to get to that coming up on the program as well today. Yet another young gun. I think what happens if Sean McVay hires you as a coordinator, you're going to be a head coach. It's almost uncanny.
Yeah, I think it's 4 now.
It's 4. It's 4 head coaches in the National Football League that had the title of his.
And there was like 3 years where he served as his own OC.
I mean, it's pretty amazing. It really is. So we'll certainly talk about all kind of NFL stuff. We'll start with some Super Bowl talk. I want to get to a little bit of the college basketball coming up later on. By the way, did you ever watch the Grammys? Were you ever a Grammys watcher?
I mean, not really, because they never really embraced the music that I liked.
Yeah.
So I mean,
so it was never your thing though.
Nah, because when I was a kid, the MTV Video Music Awards were like the cool awards.
Yeah,
and the Grammys. I mean, Jethro Tull won Best Metal Act 1 year over Metallica.
JJ, did you ever?
No.
By the way, I love Jethro Tull, but the disgusting look on your face was tremendous right there.
I love them. They're not a metal.
Did you ever watch the Grammys? Okay. Well,
I am out on every award show ever, including the ESPYs.
I grew up watching the Grammys religiously because I like the pop stuff and I like the stuff that was on the radio. That was I started following a lot of bands, but the bands I followed weren't deep cut metal bands. They were bands on the radio. That's what I loved in the 70s. So I've always watched them. And I mean, back in the day, really watched them. So Suzanne and I were just kind of knocking around watching stuff last night. And so we put them on. I watched probably for a half an hour, 40 minutes. And I'm not knocking the music because I've never been someone who well, today's music, I respect everybody's music. Someone who follows music today is no less appreciative than those of us that followed it before. But other than Jelly Roll and Sabrina Carpenter, who I knew her name, I knew nobody. Like, none of them. JJ, you at least would have known some of them, right?
I know Bad Bunny because my wife is Spanish and listens to that.
Yeah, and I know Bad Bunny because he's doing the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he wasn't doing the
very
Super Bowl.
controversial.
I know him because he was Happy Gilmore's caddy.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Happy
exactly.
Gilmore too.
So, but I'm just telling you, but I love how grandiose it is. You know, I mean, I really do. I love the grandioseness of it. And again, I wasn't a guy that liked the alternative. I liked the stuff you hear on the radio. I was that guy. So that's the guy that watches the Grammys, you know? So anyway, I looked at it, I'm thinking, it's happened. I'm that guy that knows nobody current.
It did seem like Post Malone did a good tribute to Ozzy Osbourne with it was the Chili Peppers drummer,
right.
Duff McKagan on bass. I'm trying to think. It was, just
and apparently, and it got good reviews, and I think it was a good show. It was a good show. Trevor Noah's done it a lot, so he kind of knows what he's doing, and he's funny, and so. But this isn't knocking that. I'm not knocking it. I'm just telling you how out of touch old guy Frank was with it. I didn't really realize it. You know what I mean? Until I watched it. So anyway, fun stuff going. I want to start with some Super Bowl talk. I want to talk about the NFL overall, the Super Bowl, the broadcast, what to expect from the game, and a whole lot more. Let's talk some Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl week. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
It's not a pirate ship station.
You must be a pirate for the Pirates Code to apply, and you're not.
It's a flagship station of the Jaguars. 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Hey, it's Carline here. The big game is coming up, and no game day party is complete without Daisy French onion dip and Daisy ranch dip. You got to have these in your tailgate. Great tasting, delicious Daisy French onion dip and Daisy ranch onion dip is a must for any party you are throwing or attending. No artificial ingredients. Your friends will think you made it from scratch. I enjoy Daisy dips with chips, wings, and veggies. Look for Daisy French onion dip and ranch dip at a grocery store near you.
Here's hoping for a Raise the Roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
I'm Holt Harrell. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were shocked that some lawyers get more from a case than their own client. After paying bills and costs, if we are supposed to get more than a client, we won't. That's the Harrell and Harrell promise. When we say that we treat our clients like family, we mean it. If you've been in an accident, call us today, 251-1111. Harrell and Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Get the best soccer talk on the First Coast on the Coaches Show, presented by Sporting Jacks. Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacey Baylor discuss the beautiful game Tuesday evenings at 6 on 1010 a.m.
We don't have too many cold nights on the First Coast, but when the temperature drops, you want to hit the heat button and warm up. That's where Florida Home comes in. They're the AC experts in Jacksonville, and the importance of keeping your heating system in good working order is really important. If it stops working when it gets cooler, Florida Home will leap into action and provide you with the best solution. Heater and heat pump repair service and new system installation. They do it all. Just call Florida Home AC at 777-4300, the official heating and AC partner of the Jaguars.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
This is Paige, owner of Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
People ask me all the time what's healthy. And that's hard because healthy is different from losing weight. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle. There are a lot of foods out there that are healthy foods, but they're not going to support your weight loss. And that's what we're here to help with. We're here to help you get in the healthy foods that are going to help you lose weight. The Awaken 180 difference is our coaches. It's our team. You can find things online about weight loss, but you try them yourself and they just don't work. And that's because everyone is different. And that's what our coaches are so skilled at helping you figure out.
Thanks, Paige. Hacker here. Figuring it out, that's what I needed. And the reason I chose Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Not a med, not a diet plan. I wanted a solution. Do what I did and make a 180 with your health and weight. Schedule your Awaken 180 consultation today. Call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Lawback with Beaches Habitat for Humanity. Because of the players, we're bringing people together to build homes and strengthen our community. It's 36 days until the Players' Championship.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
Man, we thank our friends from the Best Bet. Look, it's cold outside. Those tables are hot at Best Bet Jacksonville, though. The Blizzard on the Beach series goes from the 5th to the 16th. 10 events and $600,000 in guarantees. You want to make a bunch of money? You want to have fun? Make a bunch of dough? We'll go to the Best Bet. All those great locations. Best Bet St. Augustine, right off of I-95. Best Bet Orange Park is on US 17. And, of course, the Blizzard at the Beach going on at that Jacksonville location on Monument Road. Head to the Best Bet today. Always a Best Bet Monday around here. I can promise you that. Frangie, Carline, and La Selva with you. All right, it's Super Bowl week. I don't think any sporting event, any sport, any organization, any operation will ever be able to match what the NFL has created with this Super Bowl week. It's almost hard to believe what it's become. I love the Final Four. It's a fun week. My NASCAR friends are getting excited about the Speed Weeks and the Daytona 500, which kicks those off, which clinches those. There's an awful lot of local stuff like we get with the way we embrace the players. But it's almost uncanny what the Super Bowl has become in our country. It's wonderfully uncanny. From commercials to stars who do the halftime, to stars that sing the national anthem, to the broadcasters who call it, and in the craziest way, it's the one event that's really not about the game. It's it's amazing what the Super Bowl has become for our country. I really believe that. I do wish, and I'm serious, some people said it, whether they're kidding or not, that Monday should be a holiday. I think there's something to that.
It will be, and when they go to the 18-game schedule.
Yeah. It'll never be for
some
us.
People. Yeah, it won't be for us.
Right.
But that's fine.
I would want to be on the radio.
Right. We should be on the radio the day after the Super Bowl, but I mean, it should be a holiday. And you're right, it'll fall on a holiday when they expand the schedule. I used to think, well, play it on Saturday because everyone's off on Sunday, but it's the Super Bowl. You can't play it. It shouldn't be on Saturday.
They at least have the decency to start it early.
Yeah.
So the game is pretty much over by like 9:30.
Yeah, that's right.
So you can still have a good time and have, enough time to wind down and get a decent night's sleep before Monday.
But it's truly amazing the spectacle that the Super Bowl has become. So let me ask you, I got a lot of thoughts on this, but I want to start the program with this today. Why? Why has football captured our nation the way it has? How has the Super Bowl trumped everything, not only in sports, Hayes, in entertainment? It's bigger than the Oscars. It's bigger than the Grammys. It's the celebration that is the Super Bowl is the most incredible event, incredibly grandiose watched event in American history, and certainly in America today.
Yeah, it's the biggest pop culture event of the year in our country. It happens to be a sporting event, but there's nothing that comes close. Maybe the Oscars at one point in time, but I mean, I think the Super Bowl has been above the Oscars now for probably a good 15, 20 years. And so, yeah, it affects every walk of life because of what the branches of the game have extended into, obviously, the advertising world, and has extended into the music world, and so it just has something for everybody. You don't have to be a football fan to enjoy the Super Bowl. And, and so it has been staggering, because when I was a kid in the 80s, it was big, but it didn't seem like the year's pop culture calendar was sort of set around the Super Bowl. But that is absolutely where it is gravitated towards. And I don't, in terms of why our country connects with football more than anything else, I just think they've done a good job with the game. It's a fast-paced game. I obviously it does have, as we've talked about, Tom Coughlin's been in here before and described it as it's a gladiator sport. I think there's a lot to be said for that. And so there's a primal element of football that I think is, unlocks something in us from an entertainment standpoint. And even though they've watered it down somewhat with rules, it's still obviously a very hyper competitive collision sport.
As for the sport itself, there's 2 or 3 things in my mind. Number one, you hit it. The gladiator-like, that's a good word, almost barbaric nature of it. It's why MMA blew up, okay? So the physicality and the collision, it's not a contact sport, it's a collision sport. I think that, and then in the last 2 decades, they've been able to combine with that the aesthetic beauty of the passing game, and
they've also created stars with quarterbacks.
Yeah, no question.
Like the last 25 years, we've had Favre, Elway, Brady, Peyton.
Correct.
Almost every year, they've become superstars.
No question. And
not this year, but
you're right. And because
and Mahomes, of course.
But the passing game is a beautiful ballet to watch, and they combine that with an MMA fight in the trenches. So the game itself. The other thing is, it's one game. It's not a series. It's not you can play bad today and that's okay, win the next 2 out of 3. It's one game. The what makes the NCAA basketball tournament and any level of football so glorious but so tragic is the abruptness of it ending. It's over. And that makes so the drama. Look, the best movies, I don't care what genre you like, what era you like, the best movies are the ones that keep you in suspense to the very end, and then it's over. And so I think all that's part of it. The other thing that I really do believe has heightened the volume is fantasy football. They came out with rotisserie baseball. It's now fantasy baseball. Did you know it was originally called rotisserie baseball?
Yeah.
And they came
Matthew Berry's original alias was the talented Mr. Roto.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
he hasn't gone by that in probably 20 years now.
So they came up with rotisserie baseball, which was essentially fantasy baseball, probably in the 70s. All right. And somewhere thereabouts. But baseball just didn't set up. It was every day. And
you got to be a real nerd to play fantasy baseball, which I am.
Right.
I mean, your wife could play fantasy football. You check it once a week.
Correct. But
I love in Step Brothers when they're getting to know each other and the mother asks John C. O'Reilly, so Dale, what do you like to do? And I manage a baseball team. She goes, oh, really? Little League? He goes, fantasy league.
It's awesome. It's awesome. So, but I mean, fantasy football has been part of it. But you hit it too, JJ. The hero in our sports culture is the quarterback. Whether it's the quarterback in Friday Night Lights, whether it's the quarterback in whatever movie you want to watch, whether it's the quarterback because he was also the homecoming king and he was walking down the prom with the prom queen. So all that leads to the whole gladiator, the hero part, but it's a pretty amazing thing. But the NFL has taken it. I mean, I can still remember 2 press conferences that jump off the page for me. One when Billy Joel sang the anthem here when it was here. He didn't even say, he wasn't even halftime. You know, halftime was McCartney.
Right.
So it was Billy Joel doing the anthem and McCartney doing halftime. That's
a pretty good one, too.
That's pretty good. Okay, that was here in Jacksonville.
We need to get a picture in the Jaguars press box. They have the picture of McCartney.
Yeah.
We need a picture of Billy Joel up there.
See, this is right.
And we got a picture of Mick Jagger up there from when they had the concert here in like 17. But boy, Billy Joel did the anthem in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
show a little respect.
Yeah, you got to have a picture of Billy Joel up somewhere, don't you?
And think about this. So think about this.
I mean, they still have a picture up of Jawan Taylor.
I've been to 4 Super Bowls. Okay, my 4 Super Bowls. You know the halftimes? Springsteen, McCartney, the Stones. That's 3 out of 4.
Wow.
I also had the Black Eyed Peas, which wasn't great. But I mean, 3 of my 4.
Where was Springsteen at?
Tampa.
And where was the Stones at?
Detroit.
Okay.
No, Detroit. The Stones in Detroit. Springsteen in Tampa. McCartney here, and then the Black Eyed Peas in Dallas. But I mean, 3 of the 4. I mean, I was in Tampa we did our shows all down there. And Bruce Springsteen did a press conference about the fact that he was playing. There had to be 200 people at the press conference. Now, Springsteen and U2 and these great, they'll do concerts all over the world and never have a press conference. Isn't it amazing? If you think about all the parts of it,
you can bet on what songs they're going to play.
Right, and when it was here, by the way, when the Super Bowl was here, everybody from Huey Lewis to Willie Nelson to pick your guy would come play a concert that week. Do you remember that? They were all coming down to play. So it's amazing what an amazing spectacle the Super Bowl is.
Yeah, and the network that would have the game normally, I don't know if this is done so much now with streaming, but it used to be like whatever your hot new show is, you want it debuting right after the Super Bowl.
That's exactly
literally
right.
The Super Bowl ends, and like it was the Wonder Years, like famously like in '88. But the shows didn't always hit, but that was a big thing. And certainly like you go back to ad campaigns and Bud Bowl, which we all love.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Yeah, I mean it just became a gargantuan element in pop culture at every level. Now you've got trailers for Super Bowl ads. They'll show you like 15 seconds of a commercial and then give you the date. I don't need a preview for a commercial.
They did that in the playoffs for the Dos Equis guy coming back. They're like, just wait.
I've seen it on 2 or 3 different campaigns where they've put up the date of the Super Bowl. It's like you just showed me half the commercial. It's not like this is a 90-minute film. A commercial is like it most going to be 60 seconds. So I don't really need a trailer for a commercial, but that's where it's gotten. That's the level of ridiculousness that the Super Bowl has gotten to, where now you can't just have a commercial in the Super Bowl. If you have a commercial in the Super Bowl, you've got to have a rollout to promote your Super Bowl commercial.
Right. Isn't it amazing? So it's amazing how big it's been. Having said all that, the final part of that is Super Bowl parties. They're amazing. We held one for the radio station. We've had them at home. I don't do them anymore because I kind of want to watch the game now. Because the hardest thing to do is watch the game at a Super Bowl party.
Yeah, I only invite people that are also going to be watching the game.
But it's a pretty amazing. It's a pretty amazing event. It's pretty amazing what it's become. Having said all that, this year's Super Bowl will be awesome because it's the Super Bowl. But I find myself
zero vibes for this.
Zero vibes with the teams.
Yep.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't. And it's the Super Bowl. I can't
it's
wait.
the Pats.
Yeah. But
it's like it's not the Pats.
It's right. It's almost not the Pats. Yeah. It's just I can't find myself.
Like I usually would be ready to cheer against them, but now it's like I don't even really care. It's not the same.
So I think it goes back to what JJ said, that the fact that there's no Patrick Mahomes and there's no Josh Allen and there's no Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson, I find myself, as amazing a spectacle as it is, and I'll watch every down of it and I'll watch all the commercials, and I don't have the juice for it for the actual game. I probably have less juice for the actual game than I have a Super Bowl in a long time.
I feel the exact same way. And, another thing about the Super Bowl that makes it very unique in 2026, it is the one event that you can't pause and then say, I'm going to skip through stuff.
Right.
Like, you've got to watch every single moment of it. I mean, if you want to know about the ads
agreed.
the halftime 100%. And things like that. So, I mean, it's one of the few elements where it's literally ripe for commentary from the minute they launch it to the end of the game. Like, you can't pause it and then skip 15 minutes without knowing you're going to be not seeing something that could be very pivotal.
Everybody at work tomorrow is going to be talking about something you haven't seen.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So interesting stuff. We'll talk more about the specific game as the week goes along, but there's no spectacle quite like it. I'm taking a break. When we come back, I'm going to talk about Florida State football. That's next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
All right, folks, our private equity fund just bought another one in Jacksonville.
Love it. Let's make sure the website says locally trusted.
Should we change the number to a Florida area code?
Nah, just pretend we're local.
Meanwhile, Hull & Sons Plumbing didn't need a rebrand to stay local. We're family-owned, veteran-operated, and proud to call Jacksonville home. So if you want a plumber who actually lives in your neighborhood, not in a boardroom, call Hull & Sons Plumbing. Hull & Sons Plumbing. Locally owned, nationally unbothered.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is served by Dandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
Frangie here for South State Bank. At South State, they believe strong relationships build strong businesses. That's why they take the time to understand your goals, challenges, and vision, so they can provide solutions tailored to your needs, like they've done for me for years. South State has always been there for our business and our charity. With a team you can trust and a commitment to personalized service, South State Bank is here to be more than your bank. They're your partner in business. Visit southstatebank.com. South State Bank, member FDIC.
Renewal by Andersen is celebrating Free Window February. For a limited time, buy 4 replacement windows or doors and get the 5th free. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Our Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida, designed to help you save on energy bills while keeping your home comfortable year-round. Offer ends February 28th. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets quality.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Coach Campo here, and I just want to tell you about the best pizza I've had right here in Duval, and that's Tony D's Pizza. Tony works hard to make every slice perfect. If you love pizza like I do, you need to go to Tony D's, Bay Meadows and 295.
We've all been there. You hear about an incredible event Monday morning, but it happens Sunday. Stop missing out. Jacksonville is the flip side of Florida, and we have the solution. From under-the-radar sporting events to the perfect family outing or date night, Visit Jacksonville is your all-access pass to the city. Plan your 2026 season at visitjacksonville.com/locals. visitjacksonville.com/locals. Or download the Visit Jax app for the full lineup. See what you've been missing.
Yo, it's your main man ET here for Blue Chew. And guess what? Blue Chew tablet isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code. Blue Chews provide access to chewable tablets that help you feel and perform at your best. Stronger, longer. It's like someone gave you downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. No awkward doctor visits and no uncomfortable waiting rooms. It's nothing worse when them nosy behind neighbors are looking at your packages and then asking you questions. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I got this. Blue Chew is simple. It's discreet and delivered straight to your door. And let's be honest, this isn't just for you. Give her group chat something to talk about. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. And guess what? I got a special deal for our listeners. Get your first month of Blue Chew on me. That's right. Just use promo code 1010XL and you pay $5 shipping. That's it. Head over to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. Use code 1010XL, then just chew it and do it.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's team time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
We sure appreciate our friends from the Best Bet. Always a Best Bet Monday around here. You can catch the action of the big game, by the way, this coming Sunday at all those Best Bet locations and cash in on $1,000 high hands every 30 minutes from 6 to 11. That promotion works at all those Best Bet locations. So, again, the big game is going to be on Sunday, February 8th at all Best Bet locations. Cash in on $1,000 high hands every 30 minutes from 6 until 11. Head to the Best Bet again. St. Augustine's off I-95. You see it when you drive down the road there, US 17. That's the location in Orange Park. And Monument Road, the big Jacksonville location, is a fantastic location. Head there if you get an opportunity to. So Gus Malzahn retires. They missed the moment. First of all, Florida State, and my bias will show here, and I don't care, but I think Cade Bell is the next great thing. I can tell you there's a buzz around head coaches that if they lose their coordinator, he's going to be the first guy in line. I can tell you, definitively tell you, that had Buster Faulkner not come, John Sumrall was hiring Cade Bell. I can tell you that's what he told Cade. I can definitively tell you that. And Cade was waiting to see if Buster was going to take the job, because had he not taken the job, Cade was coming to Florida. Okay? And again, Cade was born in Gainesville. His dad was a legendary Florida quarterback, Kerwin Bell, of course. Well, Mason Heinschel, I think I'm saying it right. Heinschel? Am I saying it right, JJ? Heinschel, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think Mason Heinschel, the quarterback for Pitt, who's so good, the freshman this year,
yeah.
who was really good, okay, I think would have left if somebody had hired Cade Bell. That I'm positive he would.
Are they both still at Pitt?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Heinschel went back. He didn't go to the portal.
Wow.
He's a really
Pitt
good.
will be pretty good.
Oh, yeah. If he went to the portal, he would have been one of the biggest names.
He might have been one of the top two or three guys.
$4 or $5 million guy.
Yeah, and he did.
He'll be your quarterback in 27.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
But the truth is, and I think Cade, for people that don't know, Cade personally recruited him. He was a 2-star or whatever, and he talked Narduzzi into taking him, and he took him. He beat out the Alabama transfer. I don't remember what his name was. The Alabama transfer who now left, who was going to be their quarterback, and beat him out and was a terrific freshman quarterback with Cade Bell calling the plays. If Mike Norvell had offered Cade Bell the job 2 months ago, I will tell you, Cade would have taken the job and brought Heinschel with him.
Wow.
He would have taken,
Wow.
I will say it again, he would have taken, I believe in all my heart, he would have taken the job. And I'm not putting word in Cade's mouth. Cade isn't going to go say that about his program. But I'm telling you my opinion. My opinion is Cade would have taken the FSU job and brought the quarterback with him. So all of a sudden, Florida State, which is in a tough situation, all of a sudden would have had a really good coordinator, one of the young stars, and one of the best quarterbacks in college football after everything else that's gone wrong. Now, they got a really good transfer running back coming in. So, but somehow Malzahn doesn't announce. Now, maybe they've known all along, but he announces his retirement on February 2nd. I mean, and again, I don't know. I don't pretend to know the inner workings. And he and Norvell are friends. I mean, they go way back. They're both Arkansas guys, state of Arkansas guys. I'm thinking they're at Memphis together.
And Norvell's already announced an in-house replacement, and that he's going to – I don't know that he announced he's going to call the plays.
He did.
That's the expectation.
Yeah. But if he could have had – and maybe he didn't – I mean, he could have had Cade Bell calling his plays and Mason Heinschel being his quarterback, and none of that happened. It's astounding to me. I guess that's the point.
It is astounding. I was really stunned when I saw it. I mean, to the point where my first thought was, I hope everybody's okay. I hope Gus Malzahn's okay, and I hope everybody in his family is okay, because he's just 60. And obviously was very exuberant, about the chance to go be at FSU and be an offensive coordinator, and he didn't really want to deal with being a head coach anymore, but it seemed like he still really had a passion for it. And, and they did some good things. Their numbers were skewed a bit because they ran it up on some cupcakes. But, statistically, they had, strong offensive year. And so I was really surprised. I thought, is this a health thing? But it doesn't appear like it's that. So very odd timing. To me, it goes back to, because it seems like it's just really toxic. You have an AD who's trying to get in the Lane Kiffin sweepstakes, but still has a sitting head coach. And then you heard that Norvell was, looking at offensive coordinators, but hadn't moved on from Malzahn. So it kind of makes you wonder if Malzahn took offense to that, waited it out, and then basically at a really tough time for Florida State was like, oh, and by the way, I'm done at 60 years old.
Although he did do them a favor time wise of doing it after the portal closed.
Yeah,
that would have been even worse if it was like right before the portal closed, he retires, and the talent, quote unquote, that you do have on offense leaves.
I guess.
Reading between the lines, I got the impression that both parties knew all along this was happening. That they've known, and they did keep it quiet because of the portal. And you're right. He promoted Tim Harris, who's his receivers coach, for the title, but Mike's going to call the plays. If you could have had Mason Heinzel, which I believe you could have. Now listen, someone's going to come out and say, no way, he committed back to Pitt, he was never leaving. I don't believe that. And I think it's a missed opportunity for FSU. I guess my point is more about Cade Bell and this really good Pitt quarterback in this era where all the good quarterbacks always leave. And I don't doubt that Pitt found him $4 million either, or whatever it was. I mean,
we've seen with Duke in multiple programs that doesn't matter.
Right. So
they're still going to bounce.
Look, Pitt, before they have one NIL dollar, we know they have $22 million in rep share.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know how much they put towards football versus other sports, but you got to think football at Pitt is probably getting 12 to 14 million of that.
Well, it's in a top 25 market. You got to believe there's some money in town,
right? So yeah, I mean, they probably were able to, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe I don't know, but it does seem like Florida State's in some financial difficulty. They could probably pay a big time quarterback $4 million if they wanted to. I'd be surprised if they couldn't find that. But yeah, it just I don't think I've ever seen. I can't recall a year for a Florida or a Florida State or a Miami or a Georgia where a season looked so hopeless in February. I mean, do you guys? I have
usually even if you're like 2-10, Florida State still had more of a hope for the next year than this. This is just crazy.
It just feels like it is literally like they are basically saying, we know next fall is going to be a really tough fall, and we're almost positioning ourselves for a strong 2027.
He's the most lame duck of lame duck,
without a doubt.
Yeah, and when the story is the narrative, true or false, when the narrative is the school wanted to fire the guy but didn't have enough money to do it. That may be inaccurate, but that's the narrative. And the narrative is very clear.
And they could have easily put out a statement saying, that's not true, by the way.
But they never did.
We have the money to do that. We choose, we believe in Mike Norvell. The statement was like, he's not even mentioned until like 3 words from the end of the statement. I mean, it was so clear that that's the financial situation that they're in.
So, but again, Florida State, I think if Malzahn was stepping down, could have had Cade Bell and I think Mason Heinzel too, if they'd have acted quickly and swiftly like they did a year ago. We'll take a break. Headlines are next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Take Jacksonville with you.
There's no place like home.
Listen to 1010XL away from home.
Oh, but anyway, Toto, we're home. Home.
Download the 1010XL and XL 92.5 FM apps for free on Apple and Android devices.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be an 8-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient. The only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit NimnickChevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. I've been buying my vehicles there since 1982 because they care about their customers and are invested in our local community, including supporting walk-off charities and all we're trying to do to give underprivileged kids a chance to play baseball. Treating you right, giving the most back to the community, more choices and better prices for you. So who has put the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. Visit the showroom off Cassett Avenue or shop 24/7 at NimnickChevy.com. Remember again, who does it best? Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. So how do you decide? With so many messages on air, I know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. When you've been injured in an accident, you need help from someone you know, someone you can trust. Harrell & Harrell, a name you know, a name you trust. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Offices, Jacksonville.
The biggest game on the planet. Such a big game, we're not even allowed to say its name. It's the biggest game of the year, and 1010XL will show you every angle. Coverage is brought to you by Window World of Northeast Florida and Holland Sons Plumbing.
This is Sheridan Tootin, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, and Dr. Kevin Murphy put my right shoulder back together a few years ago, and I'm still feeling great. Now I'm using PRP treatment for my knee pain. No matter what you're dealing with, if you're enduring any orthopedic issue, my only recommendation is Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
When you're faced with damage in your home from water, fire, or mold, you need a team with the expertise to fix it right.
Rest-A-Pros!
A locally owned, nationally backed franchise that's here to help you when you need them. A team that does it right the first time.
Rest-A-Pros!
Remember, you don't have to use the insurance company's preferred contractors. Get it done right by a licensed professional you can trust. Call 904-201-9151 or go to restaprosanyflorida.com. That's restaprosanyflorida.com.
Rest-A-Pros!
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
The toughest bulls, the bravest riders. For 8 seconds, it's all on the line. Glory or nothing. These are cowboys who face down danger, defy the odds, and push themselves beyond limits most wouldn't dare. This is their world, where legends are made on the backs of ranked bulls. It's bull time, Jacksonville. PBR Bucks into ViStar Memorial Arena February 20th and 21st. Get your tickets now at pbr.com/tickets.
It all begins with Speed Weeks, presented by Advent Health February 11th, and culminates with a Daytona 500 on February 15th. This week, you can win a pair of tickets to the Daytona 500. What driver won the 2025 Daytona 500? Text the driver's last name to 641-1010. What driver won the 2025 Daytona 500? Text the driver's last name answer to 641-1010 for a chance to win tickets to the Daytona 500, February 15th.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
All right, welcome back to the Frangie Show. Had lunch with my good friend Holt today. We had a great time catching up. Let's start with the Jaguars. The coaching cycle is complete now in the NFL. Arizona has hired Rams OC Mike LaFleur. Las Vegas is waiting to hire Seattle offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak. 10 jobs filled, both coordinators kept in Jacksonville. We, of course, have known this, but now that it is fully done, all 10 vacancies filled, boy, did the Jaguars dodge a bullet.
Yeah, and the guys that got jobs had been in the hunt before, and this is the first year that Grant Udinski and Anthony Campanile got in the hunt, so we're not going to have them very long. We know, you and I have talked about this, Hayes. It's the age of hiring the young gun, and they're both young guns. They're both young, respected, energy, super smart, connect with players, big part of a team going 4-13 and then 13-4 1 year later. So Grant Udinski and Anthony Campanile are going to be head coaches in the National Football League. I think most people would predict that. But you get him one more year, and that's a good thing. And I again, that arrow's pointing up for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It really is.
Without a doubt. Let's get into college football. Gus Malzahn retires as Florida State's offensive coordinator. Mike Norvell promotes Tim Harris to offensive coordinator, but Norvell is expected to go back to calling plays. Harris was a coordinator at UCF and FIU. But boy, this just feels like another massive speed bump as Florida State tries to find its footing again.
It's incredibly odd timing. I mean, people retire. I mean, people that have been in the business 35 years retire. That's not the craziest thing I've ever seen. Although I'm not convinced he stays retired. But if he needs a few years to get away, I get it. So the retirement isn't the shocking thing. The fact that it was announced in February. That is who quits a college job, after all the recruiting stuff's over? There's got to be more to the story. Maybe he just got, I don't know. And I wish Gus well. And Mike Norvell obviously has been a play caller before, so he'll be comfortable calling plays. It's just it's a very odd time for something like that. It's not odd that he retired. In my opinion, it's odd that he retired when he retired.
Yeah, without a doubt. Let's get into college basketball. The Gators pound Alabama 100-77. The Gators outscored the Crimson Tide 72-26 in the paint and 25-0 off of turnovers. UF has won 5 straight over Alabama by an average margin of 16.4 points.
I'm going to start the next hour talking about that game. We talked about it at the top, but then we didn't go in depth about it. For the first time, for me, and maybe I was slow to the party on this, for the first time for me, I think they can repeat. I don't know that I believed it until now. That doesn't mean they will. There's still some flaws. Obviously, the shooting is an issue, but you don't dominate people like that. I said it after Wednesday night. As bad as South Carolina is, you don't beat someone by 50 points in conference very often.
On the road.
And then yesterday, I think Alabama played a good game. They made 14 three-pointers. They were making bombs from everywhere. Those two, the Bediako and Sorrell, are two good inside players. They're both 7 feet, 6'11". And Florida dominated them in such a way that looked like, to me, Hayes, that looked like a national championship team. It looked like a team that I think there's a very good chance they're playing in April. And I did not believe, me personally, I did not believe that until yesterday.
Florida's not going to be able to get up to the 1 seed line, even if they win out.
Too many losses.
There's just too much talent in this sport this year at the very top. But I can guarantee you no 1 seed wants to see them in their bracket.
Well, it's funny you said that. I saw they're 16th in one of the polls. You think any of those other 15 want to play them?
Right.
I mean, right now, you think one of those 15
And the humans are way behind the metrics.
Yeah, correct.
KenPom has Florida 7th in the country.
Which is about what they are. Which is what right now, Florida, both the net and the KenPom have them top 10 teams. Right now, what they are is a top 7 or 8 team. They are. And again, that was ridiculous yesterday. It was almost comical that, again, Alabama's good. Alabama's a Sweet 16 team, and they played well. It was an amazing performance. It really was.
Based on the betting odds, they're 7th right now.
Yeah, that's about where I think they should be.
Yeah, that's what they are.
I think the most realistic scenario for Florida is probably get to the Elite 8 and lose.
Yeah.
But certainly, look, if you're capable of that,
right,
you are certainly capable of winning the whole thing, particularly when you have a championship pedigree and coach like the Gators have. Florida center Ruben Chinlilu named National Player of the Week by Naismith. The junior had 14 points and 17 rebounds against Alabama. He opened the week with a 14-point, 11-rebound effort in a win over South Carolina. Chinlilu leads the SEC with 13 double-doubles this season as he averages 12.1 points per game and 11.3 rebounds per game. Florida is 52-10 in Chinlilu's 62 starts as a Gator.
And wow, I didn't realize that. What a number. We said this last week. This was a game everybody was watching. It was an ABC game, which you don't get very often. It was on the Sunday when there's no football. It was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It was Jimmy Dykes and Ravi and Dick Vitale. It was the defending national titleists. It was two coaches that had gone back and forth at each other. It was the Bediako story. Everybody knew everybody would watch that game, and Chinlilu was so good. I'm not surprised at all he got a lot of votes.
Absolutely. Texas A&M cruises at Georgia 92-77 to continue to lead the SEC at 7-1. The Aggies utilized a 22-0 run early in the first half to seize control. The Bulldogs dropped to 4-5 in SEC play.
Yeah, Georgia looks like they're not as good as they looked early on in the season. Texas A&M, meanwhile, that'll be a good one Saturday. I think it's an 8:30 Eastern start.
It is.
Saturday night in College Station. We'll see because here come the defending national champions against a team trying to make noise like they've never made before in the SEC. I would imagine that place will be rocking. By the way, and again, I'll get to it next segment. Our friend Lauren Brooks was at the Florida game. I told her from now on she's got to go to all the rest of them. She said what I thought watching on TV. It seemed like that crowd was really into that game, the Gator crowd.
Oh, yeah, because of Bediako.
Yeah,
they were,
right.
And Summerall was giving him pizza in the line.
Right.
He was fired up.
Yeah,
so, I mean, it was a
great moment.
It looked like it had to be an electric environment. Florida State beat Stanford 88-80, winning 3 of its last 4. The Seminoles shot 55% from the floor. FSU improved to 10-12 overall and 3-6 in ACC play.
I will tell you, people that I know over there think they found something in Luke Laux. We'll see if they're right. But I of all this ignominious stretch for the football team, I don't think they feel that way about basketball, Hayes. I think they feel like they've got something there. You know, Florida State, by the way, baseball's really good, softball's really good, women's basketball. The program's good. Football's just been a disaster. But I think people feel, we'll see. It's only year 1. But they feel like they might have found something with Luke Laux.
JU loses to Florida Gulf Coast 68-49, going cold from 3 with a 1 of 17 effort from distance. The Dolphins are now 4-6 in ASUN play.
Yeah, they'd been better. They'd been a better shooting team. Stirk, the point guard, Hayden Wood, the small forward, both freshmen. Had shot the ball well, but 1 for 17, you're not going to win very many games.
UNF loses a 9-point halftime lead en route to a 194 loss to Lipscomb. The Ospreys struggled defensively, allowing Lipscomb to make 61% of its shots. UNF fell to 3-7 in ASUN competition.
You know, Lipscomb's really good in that league, and they almost went over Jacksonville. JU got him on Thursday, and it looked like UNF at the half was going to get him on Saturday, which was kind of what I was hoping would happen. So, JU and UNF got to pick it up. Remember now, they're both having tough years in the league, and the tournament's here. So they need to pick it up a little bit. They would both tell you that.
Absolutely. Let's get to the PGA Tour. Justin Rose dominates the Farmers Insurance Open at 23 under, going wire to wire at Torrey Pines to win by 7 shots. He earned $1.7 million.
He ruined it.
I mean,
the Gator game was over. I said, you know what? It was. By the way, it was 78 degrees below zero in Jacksonville yesterday, and so it was so cold there was nothing to do, right? So I said, okay, the Gator game's over. Let's pop it on, watch some golf. There was nothing to watch. Come on, Justin Rose. I mean, it really. First of all, and I'm going to ask Lee Smith this week. We got to do. Nobody should be 23 under. All right, but you know, there was no part of the fun of Sunday afternoons this time of year is to turn it on at 4:00. And who's ahead by a shot, and they're on number 12, and the guy on number 14's down 2. But, you know, there was none of that.
Yeah, he took the drama right out of it. Yeah, Brooks Koepka, by the way, made the cut in his return to the PGA Tour. He finished T56 at 4 under, but good to see Koepka get 4 rounds in.
And a lot of coverage. CBS did a lot of coverage, as they should of Brooks Koepka. It was kind of fun watching.
Let's get to tennis. Carlos Alcaraz completes the career Grand Slam at just 22 years of age, taking down Novak Djokovic in 4 sets to win the Aussie Open.
I think JJ said the best word of last week, top heavy. Okay, best hyphenated word, but yeah, it was. There's 2 or 3 players at the top every year, every era, right, JJ? And it doesn't look like this is any different.
And I think it's going to be Alcaraz and Sinner. I guess that's the new ones for a long time.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's get it to walk-off charities. Fun tournament going on.
You know, thank you for asking. Can you believe this? We always kick off the season with the walk-off charities high school baseball classic. 16 teams all play at the Bregan Baseball Complex over here at Fort Family Regional Park. We started today. It's the 9th year. It's hard to believe. This is the 9th year we've had this tournament, and we really have. And it's Yulee is playing Ponte Vedra right now, but 16 of the best programs in Jacksonville. Next week, 16 of the best softball programs. We've added softball, so baseball this week, softball next week. If you want to see some really good baseball, it'll be a little chilly, but the park's in great shape, and we were there all all day today making sure of that, and all last week making sure of it. It's been a good week for walk-off because we got to do some special stuff last week too, Hayes. And but yeah, the baseball tournament's ongoing right now, and we invite, hey, come out and watch it all week long between 4 and 7 o'clock, Monday through Friday, and then 10, 1, 4, and 7 on Saturday for all the championship games. So we hope you'll come on out.
Outstanding. We will get you out on today's musical note of the day. On this date, back in 2008, Tom Petty performs the Super Bowl halftime show in Glendale. An unforgettable game as the Giants, 12-point underdogs, shocked the undefeated Patriots 17-14. This is Running Down a Dream.
Great song, great memory, certainly for Tom Coughlin and the folks with the New York Giants.
The helmet catch.
The helmet catch. Right. The helmet catch. That's what we all think of, David Tyree. When we come back, I want to start with that Florida win over Alabama yesterday and a few takes from that and about those Gator basketballers. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
We found the computer outlet, sir.
Plug in.
1010XL.
Finding the perfect romantic gift she'll treasure forever? It's easier than you think at Beard's Diamonds this Valentine's Day. We've curated a stunning selection of timeless, affordable jewelry she'll absolutely love. Dazzling rings, sparkling earrings, elegant pendants and bracelets, set with brilliant diamonds or colorful gemstones. Classic gold that never goes out of style. And you can't beat the wow factor of top brand designer jewelry. At Beard's, we've got it all under one roof. And right now, we're cranking up the romance with an unbeatable limited time offer. Save up to 40% on all diamond stud earrings, pendants, and tennis bracelets. Imagine her face lighting up when she opens that signature Beard's box on February 14th. Pure magic that lasts a lifetime. Guys, cards, flowers, and candy are sweet, but nothing says I love you forever like a sparkling gift she'll wear and cherish every single day. And that gift is on major sale right now. Plus, Beard's is your local Jacksonville jeweler, family owned and community strong for over 45 years. Right here in the St. John's Town Center. Not some Wall Street chain. We're your neighbors, and we're here for you. Hurry in today. Don't wait. Beard's Diamonds, St. John's Town Center.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
He tackles talk radio like a middle linebacker in the gap.
I tell it like I see it, and I see it like a middle linebacker.
Tommy Mack. Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unsealed by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here, and Big Chief Tire makes it easier than ever to get the tires you need with the Big Chief credit card. No annual fee, low monthly payments, and great promotional financing. Plus, you get free flat repairs and rotations, and right now, $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. I love how simple they make everything. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com to apply for the credit card and get the tires you need today. That's Big Chief Tire.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Today's restaurant of the day, Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King. Try their new char wings. Char-broiled, never fried, grilled to perfection. Available as a 3 or 10-piece side combo meal with rice and a drink. Order today at one of 5 Jacksonville Flame Broiler locations.
Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet and football season is stepping into high gear with playoffs galore. And this is the season for winning. Don't miss out. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and see all the lines, the best plays, parlays, and props. And definitely check out the Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub, loaded with trends, streaks, and stats to help guide your picks. Get in on the action now at Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed
homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow, mirrors cut exactly to your style, fogged or broken glass replaced, decorative tabletops, windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval!
Spring is almost here. Is your yard ready? Lucas Tree Service, a family-owned business with over 45 years of experience, is your local certified arborist for tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for residential or commercial properties. Protect your home, boost your curb appeal, and get top-notch service from a Jacksonville company. Make sure your trees are healthy and safe before summer hits. Schedule your tree inspection today at lucastreeservice.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Baker Glass. The Gators dominated Alabama yesterday 100-77. It was an offensive explosion with big-time performances all around. Alex Conner had 25 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Thomas Houck had 22 points and 5 boards. Boogie Flan dropped 15 points, 8 assists, 8 steals, while Ruben Chinyelu had 14 points, 17 boards, and 2 blocks. It's 53 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. 10-10
Take.
The 10-10 Take is brought to you by Duck Rooter. Plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. DuckDuckRooter.com. I'm now convinced, as I told Hayes a minute ago, I'm now convinced the Florida Gators can win the national championship in basketball. That doesn't mean that they will. There's a lot of good teams, probably some that are better than them. But they now have found the means to dominate other teams like very few teams can. I'll give Todd Golden credit. I'm not sure you can win, and I've said that if you can't shoot the basketball from the perimeter. Well, he had no choice. They can't shoot the ball from the basket. They can't shoot the ball from the perimeter. They really can't. But he has found a way to get the best out of Boogie Flan, which is a point guard who drives, who penetrates, who dishes, who defends, who steals. Gets the best out of Xavier Lee, who's a slashing two guard that doesn't shoot very well, but keeps motion and keeps active enough to keep the ball alive. And he's found a way to use those big guys to continue to pound the interior, to counterpunch the fact that people are going to drop off on them, which they have done. It's amazing to me how dominant they are. One other thing. I think against Auburn, they had read their press clippings. I think they were thinking maybe they were better than they were. Auburn came in there and had something for them. The level of effort and intensity that the Florida basketball team played with yesterday and last Wednesday at South Carolina is the best I've seen from them all year long. There's 360 teams in Division I, or whatever we call it, 360. They won the national title last year. Now, they had the best player in Walter Clayton, but don't kid yourself. To win the national championship, you have to have all of that, and you have to play with a ridiculous intensity, or you won't win the national championship. I think Golden is better at getting that out of them than most coaches in the country. I think that's one of the reasons they won last year. It's they just beat a good Alabama team who made 14 threes by 23 points. They just beat a conference team on the road Wednesday by almost 50 points. This is one of the best teams in the country. I now believe they can win the national championship. I have not believed that till yesterday, and that's the 10-10 take.
The other thing, too, is we talked about the points in the paint, 72-26 on Saturday. We talked about points from turnovers, 25-0. But that 25-0 doesn't hide, but needs to be further illuminated. They committed 2 turnovers in this game to 24 assists. I mean, again, it'd be hard to do that if you were playing against your walk-ons and invited a couple of the, a good intramural players to join it. I mean, to have 24 assists and 2 turnovers, and the first turnover didn't come until the game was decided. So that's what they've been able to figure out. They were bad at that early in the season and bad at shooting the three. Golden has said, basically, I can't fix them making threes. That's just not going to happen this year, obviously. Hopefully you get lucky and one of them figures it out at least, but they're probably not going to evolve into a competent three-point shooting team. But they can protect the ball. That is something that they absolutely can work on and be better at. And they have been magnificent at protecting the basketball. So what happens when Florida only commits 2 turnovers? They took 78 shots from the field in this game. They took 16 more shots than Alabama did in this basketball game. I mean, that's a remarkable discrepancy. And we've talked all season about how dominant Florida is on the glass. They were actually out-rebounded in the first half yesterday by 1, and still took a 10-point lead into halftime. But they out-rebounded Alabama by 12 in the second half to take a 44-33 advantage. So it's just, if they protect the ball, you're not going to have another game. I mean, they hadn't had 2 turnovers or less in a basketball game in over 30 years. So that's not going to happen again. But if they can keep the turnovers around 8 to 9 a game, and they do just stop taking threes, unless if you're wide open, take the 3, unless you're Alex Condon. But if you're Boogie Fland, you're Xavier Lee, if you're wide open, take the 3. They're never going to leave Klavzar open unless it's a mistake. But certainly any look he gets, he should take the 3. Hauk, if he's got room, take the 3. But they are so good now at distributing the ball inside. They're all great passers. They all have incredible hands. How did Hauk hold on to that ball yesterday?
That's amazing.
When he's on the break,
right.
And an Alabama guy looks like he's going to just pick it off.
Right.
Somehow Hauk is able to keep it pinned to his hip, not walk, and then finish the play. They just have exquisite coordination. They're big guys, and they're incredibly fast. It's almost like a football team that would have Gronk and Tony Gonzalez and Brock Bowers on the field at the same time. You just couldn't cover it. I mean, it wouldn't really matter what you had at running back or receiver. If you had those 3 tight ends, there would not be a defense that could stop you. And that's what this team is becoming with its front court. It's like a video game, and you've got 3 players of your 5 that are 99s. Because in the college game, that's what Chinlilu and Hauk, and when Condon plays like this, he's absolutely that. I mean, again, Alex Condon, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Boogie Fland, 8 steals. I mean, Chinlilu, 14 points, 7 rebounds. Put on a clinic defensively. Hauk is incredible every game out. He's their most consistent player, 22 points. They have identified their weakness. They have settled into roles, and they look like a team that is about to get super hot.
The word you used that I was going to use next is roles, and that's one thing Todd Golden has done. When you have a new team, and there's a lot of newness, maybe it's not a new team, you have to figure out what they do best. Okay, you know your team doesn't shoot well. We've had that talk. They missed 9 more free throws yesterday. They're not going to shoot the basketball very well from the free throw line, from the perimeter, from 3-point. They're not a good shooting team. That's not going to change. But he found roles. First of all, he's got his 5, and he's not going to change it. Xavier Lee is going to be in the 5. Secondly, Hen Logton is the perfect big guy off the bench to rest his big guys because he's never going to have stats. He's never going to have a bunch of numbers, but he's going to play hard. He's going to keep balls alive. He's going to get some rebounds. He's going to block some shots.
He's a smart player,
He's
too.
really smart. He's a good passer. He's going to make
those screens,
yeah,
which never show up in the box score.
Right.
But how often does he screen a guy that leads to a layup?
So he's a perfect guy off the bench. Great role for Klavzar. Klavzar is more than just a shooter. He's a penetrator. He's a good passer. He's not very big, and he's not very athletic. So he's going to be a bit of a defensive liability. We all know that, but he found a role for him. He's found a role for Isaiah Brown. Isaiah Brown, you leave him open, he's going to make the 3-pointer. He's a left-handed shooter. He's probably the quickest leaper on the team. He's a quick leaper, so they have one of those guys. He's found the roles for all those guys. It's amazing how dominant they have become. He's got his 8. It's the right 8. It's the right rotation. Lee will start, but Klavzar will play more minutes. It's the right combination of players. So yeah, for the first time, and by the way, it's not a great SEC. That doesn't mean they're not going to lose another game or 2 in the league, but it's not last year's SEC. It's not. It's really not. I haven't watched A&M enough, Hayes, so I can't tell you how good they are or aren't. But this is a Florida basketball team. So as you watch them, it looks like now they're going to play their way into Tampa. So the first round won't be easy, but they'll have their fans there. Once you get to the Sweet 16, they've got a bunch of players who have gone deep. I really can see this team. I can see this team getting deep. Now, the biggest fear you have is when other guys have better guards. When their guards outplay them, and if you have one of those games where your guards are so good. But I'll tell you this, Alabama's got better guards. Alabama in that game yesterday, I've been saying it, they made 14 threes. They had 4 players in double figures. Aiden Holloway was terrific. He scored 19. He was 7 out of 12. He was 3 out of 7 from the arc. Latrell Wrightsell was 3 out of 7 from the arc. Philon, their best player, 5 out of 13 from the arc. They had, think about this. They had 3 players, or 5 out of 13 for the game, 4 out of 7 for the arc. Philon was 4 of 7 from 3. Wrightsell was 3 of 7 for 3. Holloway was 3 of 7 for 3. Jemison came off the bench, was 2 out of 3 from 3. They had 4 guys make multiple three-pointers and still got blown out by a team that missed 9 free throws. It was just an amazing game. So, it's a long season. There's a lot of basketball left. But for the first time now, I believe it could be a very special year. It could wind up in Indianapolis, and I didn't believe that until now. We'll take a break. More in a moment. Stay with us.
It's The Ride Home with The Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
What do you think Dan and Jeff would be doing if they were never hired at 1010XL?
What are we doing? What kind of lives are these?
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
We're like children.
We're not men.
Mornings on 1010XL.
Like I don't know that I'm pathetic.
Valentine's Day is sweet, but let's be honest, your septic tank wants attention too. Because when it gets ignored, it doesn't sulk, it causes problems, big ones. That's why Duck Rooter, the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, is rolling out the Show Your Septic Some Love promotion. Right now, get $50 off septic tank pumping when you book by February 28th. Give your septic a little love now so it doesn't make a big scene later. When you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769, duckduckrooter.com.
Catch U.S. Border Patrol PBR at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena February 20th and 21st. For your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets, text PBR to the text line covered by Lifetime Flooring. That's 641-1010.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink, designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
Pickett here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, garagedoor911.com.
Attention skilled electricians, are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experience, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
I'm Carl. I'm 68 years old, and I lost 40 pounds thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. In looking at pictures, I realized that my color wasn't good. I looked bloated, constantly tired, out of breath. It got to the point where I decided it was time to pick up the phone and call Awaken 180. The combination of the diet and the coaching really pushed me over the top. My self-confidence soared. I'm walking, I'm working out. Instead of 68, I feel like I'm 28. I just had my annual physical, and my doctor looked at my blood pressure and he said, "What did you do? What happened?" And I explained that I'm on the Awaken 180 program. I've never felt so good in my life. And as somebody that sometimes likes to take the shortcut, I didn't have to do that with this program. Awaken 180 is my solution for weight loss.
Carl's solution for weight loss. My daughter Amber's solution for weight loss. Lowered blood pressure, increased confidence, feeling years younger. Not a temporary fix, a solution. Want the same results? Then choose Awaken 180 online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Get your tickets for the Tom Coughlin J Fund Wine Tasting Gala. Join Super Bowl winning coach Tom Coughlin at VyStar Ballpark Thursday, March 5th and raise a glass to help local families tackling childhood cancer. Enjoy hundreds of wines from around the world and food from top local restaurants. Buy tickets and learn more at tcjfund.org/wine. tcjfund.org/wine.
This is Dave Barker with IHRS. Are you frustrated with those trendy pills and lotions that claim to make your hair thicker and fuller? Tired of your hair falling out? Our hair restoration solutions have helped over 10,000 men and women restore their hair in as little as 2 office visits.
Call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477 or go to hairforme.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
3 great locations. Now, as for that Jacksonville location, Blizzard on the Beach, that event starts Thursday on the 5th. That's this week. 6 flights and a $200,000 guarantee. Satellites happening right now at Best Bet Jacksonville on Monument Road. Head there today, but don't forget, Best Bet Orange Park is on US 17. Best Bet St. Augustine is off of I-95. And, of course, that Jacksonville location is on Monument Road. So I got thinking about this. So Georgia got a commitment today. It's Keemon Spell, by the way, the best running back in the country. Okay, they got the kid out of Pennsylvania, McKeesport. Real, great player, 5-star player, Adrian Peterson type, really, really good player. And Georgia is the best in the country at getting those guys. So is Ohio State. In fact, I would say Georgia and Ohio State have kind of, if not lapped the field, pulled away a bit from the field and getting high school. You agree with that?
I would.
And in terms of getting high school guys, yeah, I think they have. But I'm starting to wonder, and it'll be very interesting because a lot of teams next year are returning quarterbacks that started their careers there. Georgia, Texas, Texas A&M. There's a lot of teams that have quarterbacks that began their careers there. How much, in your opinion, JJ, I want you to weigh in too, but Hayes, go first, will high school recruiting, I'm not going to say not matter. That's the wrong phraseology. It's always going to matter. But how much less will it matter now if this portal world doesn't change? If it changes, that's different. But I almost think as a fan, as a Florida Gator fan, JJ, you were telling me they're about to get a defensive line recruit, it looks like, from Louisiana or somewhere, right?
Yeah, defensive tackle, which it's the 2026 class because actual signing day is on Wednesday.
Yeah,
I know that people forget that it exists, but
this
he's like
Wednesday.
the last one.
So when you told me that, right, and I don't follow recruiting closely, so you told me, and so I looked him up. 6'2", 330. The Gators need that big 2-gap guy. That's one thing. But I'd have felt so much better if it had been a 22-year-old guy that was transferring in from Penn State.
Well, they could play this year.
They could play, right. Well, I mean, this guy could play this year.
Or it would also make you feel better if you knew that he was going to be there in 3 years.
Yeah, right. Well, right. But, I mean, I'm correct. But, you know my point here, Hayes? When I found out, if I found out that transfer coming in from Ohio State, who's 320 and is 22 years old, I'd been jacked. Now I find out they may get this really good defensive tackle. The juice isn't there for me. Is that a me problem, or is that a kind of? You with me on that?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly has been de-emphasized. I still think it's incredibly important.
Of course
but it used to be the lifeblood of your program. I don't know that you can say that anymore. I mean, I do think you could get around. You can't be awful at high school recruiting, but I do think you could be just sort of above average with it. You got to have a coaching staff that can develop and identify talent, and be able to see those hidden gems and develop them into strong quality starters. but I think you can get away with above average recruiting if you've got the funds to then be big spenders in the portal. And so, I would imagine it's like Major League Baseball. You'd love to have a good farm system, but I don't think it guarantees World Series titles.
Right.
You'd like to have both. You'd like to have the good farm system, but also have the ability to go spend $60 million a year on a player, on a few players. And so that's going to be the elixir, or the teams that, are good at the high school recruiting and have the money to go get top end talent in what is college football's version of free agency. So ideally you'd be good at both. But yeah, if I think, it's what college basketball has been a little ahead of football on this, even though the rules came into place at the same time for the same sports. But I think just basketball moves faster, smaller rosters and things like that.
That's right.
So I do think there's a chance you could see a college football coach that is outstanding in recruiting but doesn't do much in the portal become like John Calipari at Kentucky, where he was signing the best recruiting classes. He was, every year bringing in 3 to 5 massive 5-star players.
McDonald's All-Americans.
Yeah, McDonald's All-Americans, but they weren't going very far because they would run into veteran teams that knew how to play and would knock them out of the tournament. And, so I do think it's going to be hard to just dominate in recruiting and keep those blue chip prospects happy and on your campus and willing to wait their turn when, we know how rampant tampering is. So I do think you've got to be, it used to be 100% high school football recruiting. You almost never relied on transfers because they had to sit out anyway. But in today's world, I'd say it's probably 60-40 recruiting versus portal. But I'd listen to an argument if somebody said, no, it's 60% portal, 40% high school recruiting.
Yeah, I don't think Indiana's model is sustainable. I don't, which and that's finishing like 30 and behind in the recruiting rankings, which Indiana is. I think that if you really want a dynasty to keep going, you really have to still win in high school recruiting and supplement the roster with portal guys. Like, Ohio State is a perfect example. They're still kicking ass in high school recruiting, folks. Like, they're still getting the primo dudes, and you can see that on the field. I know they didn't win the Natty this year, but Miami just went to the national title. 3 of their best players are high school recruits from the team. I think, especially for these Florida teams, it would be really dumb if they just threw away high school recruiting for just portal guys. I think quarterback is different. Quarterback, you want to get an older guy, you want to get somebody from the portal, someone who has college experience. To me, you could still get these insanely good prospects from high schools. And they're probably way cheaper.
Let me investigate quarterback. The last 2 national champions had a quarterback who did not begin their career at the school. Mendoza and, of course, Will Howard at Ohio State, who came in from Kansas State. This year, the 2 teams that played for the title did not have a quarterback because Carson Beck and Mendoza. So the 2 teams that played this year, the champion this year and the champion last year, all had a quarterback that didn't start their career there. Did you know that 12 of the last 13 years before that, they all did? There's only one quarterback in the before these last 2 years. Joe Burrow, who started at Ohio State, is the only quarterback in the last 13 years before the last 2 that didn't begin his career. You got to go all the way back to Cam Newton in 2010 to find a quarterback who didn't.
Yeah, but recently, like almost every quarterback in the playoffs.
Well, that's a different.
Is from a different
correct,
school.
Correct. But
like since the portal NIL era,
I agree with
like
you.
Every single school.
I agree, but the national champions, other than the last 2, only one quarterback in the last 13 years did not start at the school. Because that surprised me too. I think it was Joe Burrow. Every other team that actually won the title had a quarterback that they signed out of high school. So maybe, you see what I mean?
Yeah, but you weren't allowed to bounce around like that until
that's right.
like 3 or 4 years
correct.
ago.
So does that mean, no, I hear you.
So like since you have,
Right.
it's really been portal guys.
That's why I wonder next year, Georgia doesn't have a portal guy. Texas doesn't have a portal guy. Texas A&M doesn't have a portal guy. Michigan doesn't have a portal guy. So I wonder if we get into next year, if that'll still be the position. It's totally intriguing.
We're so new to this; it's hard to make these grand statements about what works and what doesn't work.
And that's the answer: is we don't. And I think it's going to keep changing.
Yeah,
I will say the powers that be in college football, they may fail, but they are hell bent on stopping this change every year thing. I can tell you again. I threw out an idea last week that every transfer, every contract has to be 2 years. I think that would exponentially change it. If every contract had to be, nobody could go on a 1-year deal anywhere. And a junior with 1 year left couldn't leave. That if you could find a way to do, that's what I would like to see, Hayes. No, you got to go for 2. I'm not asking for 4 or 5 years. You got to go for 2 years. I think that would change it.
It would, but it just won't hold up. I mean, it just has no hope of holding up legally. I mean, and
so they're employees,
right? And so it's a great idea, and we'd all love it. We'd all love the stability it would provide as fans to get to know our teams better. But until they collectively bargain, which is not even remotely close to happening, it's not gonna change. So in terms of how you go about it, if you're a coach, you've got to embrace that. And I think the high school recruiting helps in that if you can you have to kind of hope on this. If you're a college kid, even if you're not a big recruit, or even if you're not necessarily starting immediately as a freshman, most college kids, I would say, particularly if they stay fairly close to home, most college kids are pretty happy where they are. So if you sign a blue chip kid, you're paying him, decent money to come to your school. He's not making crazy money, but making decent money. Chances are he's probably going to be pretty happy where he is and will stay. But, and so I still think there is a benefit to prioritizing the high school recruiting element of it. But you,
look at all of Florida's best players.
But you're going to have to
recruit.
Yeah, I mean, again, for all of Billy Napier's faults, he was a good recruiter. There is a reason John Summerall prioritized 5 guys.
Right.
I mean, that he had to have come back and was able to get them back. But all 5 of those guys could be high draft picks in the NFL, and no one would be surprised. Those are Billy Napier's players.
Yeah, and no question, to football today, the best teams, to both your points, will still be the ones that load up on high school players and find a way to keep it. But I just wonder, other than at the top level, if anybody will be able to win them.
And if you're outside of a recruiting hotbed like Florida, you probably have to do
if you're
that. Or Texas area.
Take the 4 or 5 teams away. Take away Georgia and Ohio State, and Alabama will be back, and Texas, and who. Then I wonder if anybody can win with it. I guess that's kind of the point. We'll take a break. More in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
More videos, more podcasts, more Jaguars, preps, and college football. More of everything you love about Jacksonville sports at 1010XL.com.
Funny thing, a lot of plumbing companies still call themselves local, even after being bought by, well, not local people. Meanwhile, Hall & Sons Plumbing is still family-owned, veteran-operated, and proudly serving Jacksonville the way we always have, with a handshake, honest pricing, and real local roots. So if you want a plumber who actually lives down the road, not in a boardroom 3 states away, call Hall & Sons Plumbing. Local. Family. Real.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
It's Taylor. Valentine's Day is just a few weeks away, but don't do what you probably do every year. Last-minute grocery store flowers, questionable strawberries, and a box of forgettable chocolate. This year, step up your game. Pre-order fresh, hand-dipped strawberries and beautifully crafted artisan chocolates from Peterbrook Chocolatier. With 15 North Florida locations, you probably drove past one today. Up your game this Valentine's Day with a gift that actually impresses. And trust me, you'll score more points with your Valentine. Find your closest location at peterbrook.com. Peterbrook.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, celebrating our 49th annual Valentine's Day sale. Come see our hand-picked inventory of thousands of pieces of fine jewelry, diamonds, and gemstones. This Valentine's Day, we have big discounts with jewelry for any budget. And with interest-free financing, you'll get the jewelry you love with a monthly payment you can afford. Monahans will also give you cash for your unwanted gold or silver, or trade it in for new jewelry and get greater value. Monahan Jewelers Valentine's Day sale with big savings in our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, company mascot at your service.
There are two important steps to installing the perfect garage floor. The two-stage coating application, sure, but nothing is more important than preparing the floor. Our team uses diamond grinding machines to grind your floors to a smooth, level finish. Only then can we...
Hold on! You grind garage floors with perfectly lovely diamonds?
No, Chester. We grind floors to perfection using the very best ugly diamonds. Too ugly for jewelry, but perfect for the grinding pads we use to prep the surface.
Perfect preparation and application. Now that's a perfect marriage.
Ugly diamonds?
Check. Perfect preparation?
Check. Smooth, gorgeous, gleaming floors that really catch your eye? Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com.
New year, new lifetime dreams. Let's build them together. Jeff Breyer here with the Lifetime family of companies, your local backyard
and indoor
home improvement specialists.
That's right, Dad. Lifetime enclosures, lifetime flooring, and lifetime windows.
Glass and screened enclosures, outdoor kitchens, pergolas, replacement windows, all to enhance your home's livability and value.
And a huge flooring showroom with thousands of the latest tile, LVP, hardwood, and carpet selections to help you fall in love with your home again.
Come experience the lifetime difference. Call or visit one of our showrooms today for our limited lifetime offers.
Lifetime enclosures.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahans' golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, the golden moment today, I think we talked about that Gator basketball team. We've done it a couple times, most recently at the top of this hour. The Florida basketball team looks like they're playing at a national championship level. We'll see if they can continue that, but it was awfully impressive the last couple of weeks. Auburn got their attention. Auburn put it on them, and they've been a different team ever since, and that's been the golden moment. We talked about it throughout the course of the day today. Did you go outside at all yesterday? You said you went to a movie?
Yesterday. I went and saw Avatar 3, and
it was really good.
It's been out for like a month.
Really good, you said.
Yeah, it was. I honestly,
you told me one of the best movies you've ever seen.
Yeah,
is that what you said?
It was. It's the first movie that I can remember ever walking out on.
Really?
Like, we both were just like we were. It's first off, it's 3 hours and 17 minutes, which is fine if it's a good movie, and it is visually impressive. It's not as stunning as the first two, but it is, you got the 3D glasses on, and, you're in the recliner, and visually it is obviously a very unique experience. But it's like we're like an hour and a half into this movie, and and she's about to fall asleep, and I just was like, let's just get out of here. I mean, and so we left, and this is how little I care about the movie. I haven't even gone back online to like read about the last hour and 45 minutes. That's how little I care about these characters and this story.
Yeah.
I honestly, it was just, again, it's impressive as a visual, but there is nothing Like, the story
Apparently, I just read
awful.
there's 5
Yeah.
writers. Like, they gave credit to 5 different people for writing the movie.
Which is
and-
always a bad sign, because it means they never were happy with the script. And anyway, so it's a shame, because I thought the first one was extraordinary. The second one was good enough that we watched it and saw it in the theater and stayed to the end. I'm sorry if people really loved it, but God, I was shocked at how bad it was.
You know, JJ, I like every Hayes, but disgusted annoyed Hayes is the best.
Me too.
There's nothing better than disgusted.
When he's like physically revolted by a movie or show,
it's the best thing ever.
I love it.
There's a character.
When he gets disgusted, it's phenomenal.
So there's a character in this movie. There's this like kid character who's like kind of a human, but also kind of an avatar. It's hard to even figure out what these things are. Are they mermaids or what are we?
This is my favorite Hayes by far.
So there's a character in this movie that literally almost dies like 5 times in the first 90 minutes of the movie, but right about the time that we decided, I've reached the point. I'm thinking this to myself because I don't know. She may be loving the movie. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't even care if this kid lives or dies anymore. Like, I have no investment in these characters at all. And anyway, so thankfully, we left and we had a great time with the hour and 45 minutes of our lives that we saved by walking out of Avatar 3. And I like James Cameron. He's had an unbelievable career as a filmmaker. But wow, I was like stunned.
And to walk out of a movie nowadays, it's got to be really bad because it's like $47 for a movie.
Right. And you're in the recliner.
Yeah.
You sit back. You put your feet up. You got the button to push the. You had the button. Push your feet up. Right.
Had the. Yeah. I mean, full
you're in the
recliner.
movie now. You get in the recliner.
We had gotten.
First of all,
you're getting up from that.
You push
terrible.
the button to get reclined.
Well, in
so then
addition,
you got to push the button again to get up.
Yeah. In addition to the tickets. So we order, they had actually like a bar in the movie theater, which I really appreciate. So we got like Prosecco. So this was the first sign that this might be a bad experience. No one behind the counter knew how to open this thing.
Oh, no.
A bottle of Prosecco. So I finally was like, just hand it to, I mean, we're sitting there 5 minutes. I mean, you would have thought that this, I mean, there was like, people coming over from all walks of life behind the counter trying to figure out
I got to get the manager.
How to open this bottle. And finally, I'm like, just because, we're kind of running late, and I didn't know there'd be 17 previews, so we ended up having plenty of time.
How'd you not know that? Because every movie has 17
Well, this was like, I figured like you're going to have 3 or 4, but this was like, I mean, we're seeing previews for movies that are like coming out in 2033.
They all have them.
But anyway, so finally I say, just hand it to me.
Dude, a bottle of Prosecco, you just unscrew the thing and pop it off at the top.
Right off.
It's not even a wine bottle.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was the first sign that we might be in trouble.
We live in a different part of town.
But we walked. So anyway, to your point, we walked out of a movie that yes, movies are expensive, and
I had champagne.
Yeah, we were like ready to like watch a good movie and get settled in. But there was no way I was sitting through an hour and 45 more minutes.
I live in a different part of town too, but our movie has a bar too. I think it's awesome.
That was fantastic.
Where we go to the theater.
What they've done with theaters is amazing.
It really is.
Ours has a bar. And now, and honestly, until then, I mean, I wasn't going to sneak a drink in, so I don't go to the movies and drink. Now I kind of go to the movies and have a drink.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. It's a great thing. Let's take a break. We'll be back to say hello to Rick Ballou and wrap the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hayes Carline here. The big game is coming up, and no game day party is complete without Daisy French onion dip and Daisy ranch dip. You got to have these in your tailgate. Great tasting, delicious Daisy French onion dip and Daisy ranch onion dip is a must for any party you are throwing or attending. No artificial ingredients. Your friends will think you made it from scratch. I enjoy Daisy dips with chips, wings, and veggies. Look for Daisy French onion dip and ranch dip at a grocery store near you.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks have arrived in San Francisco for a week of preparation before Super Bowl 60 Sunday at Levi's Stadium. The Seahawks remain a 4.5-point favorite over the Patriots, minus 112 against the spread. New England minus 108 getting the 4.5. On the money line, Seahawks minus 235, Patriots plus 194, and the over-under 45.5. Seattle quarterback Sam Darnold plus 115 to win the MVP award. Drake May is at plus 230. Seattle wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba plus 550.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010 XL.
Let's talk about the sound no homeowner wants to hear. Drip, drip, drip. Still dripping. That's exactly why Duck Duck Rooter created the Love Your Pipes promotion. Plumbing problems don't scare us. Not with years of experience and honest upfront pricing on our side. Right now, you can get free plumbing assessment on all fixtures with any paid plumbing service. It's the smart move to fix the issue now before it becomes bigger. So when you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-682-6769. DuckDuckRooter.com.
It's free window February with Renewal by Andersen. Right now, when you buy 4 replacement windows, you get the 5th for free. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year. This offer expires February 28th. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pool. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
Hello, I'm Ed Jackson, president of Ned Jackson Income Tax. Ned Jackson Income Tax has been preparing tax returns in Jacksonville for over 80 years. Our tax preparers at Ned Jackson Income Tax have years of knowledge and experience to help you get your highest possible tax refund and are fully trained on all IRS updates, including the One Big Beautiful Bill. Visit one of Ned Jackson's 4 locations, including our downtown office at 255 North Liberty Street. That's Ned Jackson Income Tax, 356-0349.
Hey gang, Hicken here. Guys, listen up. Valentine's is coming. You want to be a hero this year with something really romantic? It's easier than you think at Beards Diamonds. Beards has put together a stunning selection of timeless, affordable jewelry she'll absolutely love. Dazzling rings, sparkling earrings, elegant pendants and bracelets, set with brilliant diamonds or colorful gemstones. Classic gold that never goes out of style. And you can't beat the wow factor of top brand designer jewelry. They got it all at Beards. And here's the best part right now. Save up to 40% on all diamond stud earrings, pendants, and tennis bracelets. You know, cards, flowers, and candy are sweet, but nothing says I love you forever like a sparkling gift she'll wear and cherish every single day. Plus, Beards is your local Jacksonville jeweler, family-owned and community-strong for more than 45 years right here in the St. John's Town Center, not some Wall Street chain. Hurry in today. Don't wait. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center. Get up to 40% off diamond earrings, pendants, and tennis bracelets.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast orthopedic specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast orthopedic specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast orthopedic specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
Well, one more time, we thank our friends on the Best Bet. All kind of fun things going on, including the Blizzard on the Beach Series. Starts on Thursday, goes to the 16th, 10 events, and $600,000 in guarantees. That's at Best Bet Jacksonville on Monument Road. We appreciate all 3 of our locations, Best Bet Jacksonville, Best Bet Orange Park, on US 17 and Best Bet. St. Augustine, just off of I-95. News out of Tennessee, Hayes. Joey Aguilar is trying to sue for to come back and play for another year. I'm told if they don't get him, Casey Clausen is in play, and they may bring him back. T. Martin might come back. What are we doing? What are we doing?
And he's going to win. You know he's going to win because they'll get it in front of a judge that'll be favorable to his case. And again, it's such a clear legal argument. It's why should I age out of a business that pays me whatever Tennessee is willing to pay him, which I'm assuming is, several $1 million, particularly now that they're sort of in dire straits. I mean, what do they do if they don't get him eligible? I didn't even think he had that. Didn't he start strong and then kind of fade?
He was pretty good.
Fade.
Yeah, but he was pretty good though. I mean, listen, who else are they going to play?
Well, that's my point.
So they have like these two guys that are supposed to be competing for the job that are bigger recruits. But yeah, you definitely think he's way better than them.
I will say, I mean, obviously they'll get a judge that's, he'll probably have a checkerboard tie on when he, decides over the case. But
a picture of Peyton Manning behind him.
Right. But I will say, like, I understand the argument of why should I age out in my mid-20s in a capitalistic society of something that will pay me millions of dollars if I am eligible to do it.
Well, I understand the legal position, the player's position,
and this guy hasn't gone to the NFL and come back.
He should age out because the rules say he's out of eligibility. The reason he shouldn't be able to play is because that's what the rules say. Now, legally, to your point, in the legal system, I get it. But if the rules say you can't play another year, you shouldn't play another year. And I guess that's been my take on this stuff all along. How did the rules all of a sudden no longer matter? Again, we're going to get to the employees and whatnot, and anyway, yeah, I'm a little bothered by it, but it is what it is. Let's say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rick, I hear Danny McManus and Chip Ferguson are suing to come back. Any word on that? Can you confirm that for me?
Danny's here every year.
Yeah?
Scouting.
Oh.
He works with the Canadian Football League, but he's based out of the state of Florida.
How about Chip Ferguson? How about him? Can we get Chip back?
I can't help you with. My brother plays golf twice a week with Peter Tom Willis.
I knew that. I
can do that one for you.
Yeah, okay.
But,
you know, Chip Ferguson. How you doing, buddy?
What about Gus Malzahn?
I know.
What happened?
What do we do now?
I actually think it's a good thing because, I mean, and you can be the most diehard Noel fan. They already see that this is a complete disaster. So you might as well just have the entire thing cave in and then start all over. The problem is it's February 2nd. You got all this offseason, then a year, and then you're going to have to wait until things change after the season. It will save Florida State $4 million, including $2 million next year when they fire Norvell. And that's important for this university because they've become huge bean counters.
Right.
So $2 million is a lot of money. You're going to be able to save that. But he really did Mike Norvell a total disservice because if he announced that he wanted out a few months ago,
that's the thing.
You could have gone and gotten a Cade Bell.
I said it on the internet. I led the program with that.
There were rumors that they wanted him, and bringing a young, energetic guy who hopefully brings a quarterback with him. Now they bring in a quarterback that no one knows anything about, but he was designed to run the Gus Malzahn offense, which is a run-first offense.
Well, I can tell you, there were conversations with Cade Bell, and he would have brought Mason Heinzel, and FSU didn't pull the trigger. I can tell you that for a fact.
Again, it's just one mistake after another. So I'm trying to look at the big picture here. Again, it's like building that stadium down at, right next to the Miller Electric Center. It's going to be beautiful, but there's going to be a lot of problems up until it, including playing in Orlando for a year and just dealing with some of the issues. That's the way Florida State is right now. This is a totally, completely broken program that really can't start to rebuild until at least after this season.
I want 2 hours of that tonight. What else are we getting?
Where the hell's Roger Goodell? I got up early today. I've been waiting for his state of the address,
Yeah.
and I know they're behind us a little bit in California time-wise, but, you know, these press conferences every day are at 8 a.m., you know, get out of bed, people cover us. With Goodell sipping on a drink with an umbrella, and he's finally going to address things at what, about 8 o'clock tonight?
I guess he is.
I mean, I've been waiting all day to hear from him. It's one of my favorite days of the year because all he does is lie, and he doesn't answer questions, and now it's going to come out probably while I'm on air.
Well, there you go. We'll cover it if they
There
do.
you go.
Rick Ballou into the night. That comes up right now. We're out here tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. Again, if you want to go see baseball all week long at the Bregan Baseball Complex, Fort Family Park, the first day of the baseball season, lots of high school baseball, 16 teams. We hope you'll come join us. I'm heading there right now, as a matter of fact. It's cold. I'm bundled up.
You're
Come
ready.
see some baseball. We'll see you tomorrow.